Welcome to Eric Kimonye Talks, and today we are going to talk about IT infrastructure components. Previously, I spoke about the components that make up the IT infrastructure, and I mentioned and said IT infrastructure are the components that make up the IT services. So we talked about data center, talked about connectivity, and today we're going to talk about network infrastructure. So the network infrastructure is basically your routers or switches. And in layman, these are just what enables you to route your traffic to the connectivity, which is number 2 on your data centers. So in the network infrastructure, you have components like switches, you have routers, you have firewalls, and basically what connects your internal connectivity within your data center. And so connectivity is very important. So basically routers is what communicates to the outside world, and then switches is what communicates to the inside world. And when I talk about inside world, I mean what communicates within your servers or within your data centers, and routers is what enables the servers to communicate to the outside world using those connectivity that we talked about. So network is very key for you to have in your data centers, and the best way of putting them is ensure that they are highly available. What I mean is you reduce the chances of failure to a very minimum. So you'll find mostly they are configured in pairs so that in case one is down, the other one picks up. And also this goes for the switches and the routers. One of the other network components is the firewall. Firewall is basically a device that protects you from outside attacks. So as you communicate to the outside world, you also need to have a security mechanisms that protects you from breaches. So you have a network and you need to secure it. So you need like a perimeter fence that protects you or protects your home against any breaches, so that you have maybe a single door. Just the basic concepts of a house and how maybe it's structured. They are very key, they are very important, and they also are configured in a high availability manner. And of course, they're also configured in layers, so that in case there's a breach on the first door, for example, when you have your own home, when I can give an example of your own house, you normally have a gate, you normally have the main door of your house, and then you have your bedrooms, right? So you have one gate outside there, probably you have another gate, and probably you have, so in terms of how you implement, it's up to you, but the best thing is at least have two levels of access before they can reach your systems. And this is very critical, and most of the cybersecurity guys call it in-depth, and it is good to separate some of these things. Most of us look at it, or most organizations are very key in terms of how they implement. Maybe they'll put one type of a firewall at the exterior and another type of a firewall interior, so that in case there's a breach on this one is able to protect, or in case this one is not working well, and at least you have one layer. So the more layers you have, the more paranoid we normally talk about, but the better for you, because you're able to at least protect your servers and your data against any attacks. So networks, switches, routers, firewalls are the main components that normally technically run the network infrastructure. Thank you.